Man, I'm not going to lie to you. I thought the Jets had it there right in the end, right? Martinez kind of breaks free from the pressure, wiggles free, finds Skidder down the field, offsetting penalties. Replay the down. Jets don't get it. They fall to the Eagles 17-19. Was not a perfect night. It kind of felt very slow and sluggish early on with just like a lot of penalties and a lot of just weird kind of head scratching moments. But in that second half, it really picked up. I felt like this was a really good showcase opportunity for a lot of young players on the roster, right? Of course, guys in the bubble, but who's also going to be making up this practice squad? This is Aaron Glenn's first crack at being a head coach here. We could see a lot of shakeups on this practice squad. Typically, if you have like a head coach who's been in the organization for a long time, the practice squad for the most part looks the same. You never really have just, a brand new 16 guys on the, like you're not just completely restarting the practice squad every year. You see a lot of similar faces, a lot of similar names every single season with only a couple tweaks, couple changes here and there. But with Glenn, I think that we can see a lot of changes here. The first player that I felt like really took advantage of his opportunity, first player that we need to talk about, Jamaal Pritchett. Man, does this guy look quick, right? 4 catches, 50 plus receiving yards, also made a pretty big impact on special teams. He was fast. He played with a lot of energy. I really liked what I saw from Pritchett tonight. Rookie season as an undrafted player. Really, it's on one hand, it's tough, right? Because we're all kind of anxious for the regular season, like we're waiting for it to get here. But then on the other hand, going back to when I was growing up, you always had that 4th preseason game. So now with that last game slash, you only get these 3 opportunities. So Pritchett made a couple plays early on in preseason, has had a strong training camp, but tonight was really, boom, this is who I am. Let me just stamp my name on this game. Brandon Smith, another game with multiple catches, right? What was it? 2 catches in the first game against Green Bay, 2 nice snags, by the way. 5 catches against the Giants, 3 catches tonight. He just feels like a really gritty player, long, lanky, good hands. Someone who I like as like a bottom of the depth chart candidate here. Now, of course, there's still a lot of speculation. Will the Jets be adding another wide receiver? Take your pick on all these different names that are being floated out there. But, if we don't make a move here, if we don't make a move for wide receiver, I think Brandon Smith should probably make this team as that last wide receiver in. Very least practice squad, though. He has done enough to earn his spot, in my opinion, right? And also you pair that with the strong training camp. You pair that with last year's training camp, right? Aaron Rodgers was talking highly about Brandon Smith at the time. There was a lot of really cool plays tonight, a lot of really cool moments really throughout the course of preseason for Smith. A tough, gritty player who I like a lot. As far as QB3, Adrien Martinez, Brady Cook, unfortunately, both guys didn't really take over the game. And you saw really the strengths and the weaknesses for both guys. For Brady Cook, you have a quick decision maker, has pretty good mechanics. He can get through his reads pretty quickly, get down to the check down. Ball comes out. Like he just all things considered, right? Context is, of course, needed. But for an undrafted free agent rookie quarterback, I think he can maneuver the offense. He doesn't look confused out there, which I think is a really, really good sign. It's a really good. If this was year 3 or 4, I'd be maybe a little concerned at tonight's performance. But because because at this stage, of course, you have to look at the preseason in its entirety. And with Brady Cook in all 3 games, it just looked pretty smooth. Again, all things considered here. Had a really nice 2-minute drive to end the half. I was impressed with that. But for the most part, he was able to complete a lot of passes and, again, get to his check down pretty efficiently. I mean, how many recaps, how many games were we talking about can Zach Wilson just get to the check down? Some guys just have such a hard time getting to that last read or knowing when to look that way and just dump the ball. But Brady Cook can do that pretty quickly. Now, of course, it could work the other way, right? Some quarterbacks get to it too fast and maybe miss someone streaking down the field or missing a read that is about to get open. Now he's open, he turns, and the quarterback has already passed his, passed his way and is now going to the flat, right? Throwing it to the running back for a gain of 2. So it definitely can work against you, but I think just having that processing ability is a feather in Brady Cook's cap. Again, if this was year 3, year 4, I'd want to see a little bit more. 13 of 19, 95, 99 passing yards, something like that. Did have the interception. Not a fantastic performance, but I think at times like there were positives. You know, if you're Charles London, the quarterback coach, you're looking at that performance saying, yeah, you know what, it is what it is. Some good, some bad. But I think he's done enough to, again, at least make the practice squad. Adrien Martinez, this is the guy with the arm strength. This is the guy with the size. This is the guy who can really rifle the ball over the middle of the field, and he also has mobility. Brady Cook has mobility too, but Martinez has more of that kind of innate extended play, where Brady Cook to me has more so, he has like, he almost has a similar like athletic abilities like a Andy Dalton, Joe Burrow. Andy Dalton when he was with Cincinnati, not now of course, but someone who can just get upfield quickly. But he's not going to be, you know, turning his back to the defense, trying to do like that outward spin move to try to elude DNs. I just don't think that's Brady Cook's game. But Martinez, 7 of 14, 86 yards with an interception. I felt like there was one throw that he probably wished he could have had back. The Eagles defender dropped it. It was pretty much an interception right to him. But as far as that QB3 battle is concerned, it feels like, man, if you want to go for more of that athletic guy who has given some or has put out some NFL experience, you go with Martinez because he does have that backstory with the coaching staff. But if you want to just maybe go younger, go with the guy that you feel like has been pretty impressive. Again, all things considered through training camp and preseason, then you go with Cook. At the end of the day, he is a rookie, and he was the #1 quarterback that was not drafted. So he was really, really high on every undrafted free agent ranking board. Like the second the draft ends, boom, Brady Cook won, Brady Cook won, Brady Cook won. He lived up to it this training camp. So to kind of put a bow on everything here, yes, it was not perfect. Yes, the Jets lost. Yes, there were, you know, weird, inopportune moments, a drop, a pick, a bad throw, take your pick. But something I think we could all hang our hats on tonight, in critical moments, the stuff that goes unrecognized, not in every single, you know, area here, but I felt like the Jets did a good job in certain areas that, again, don't really pop up, or maybe they go unrecognized, right? For example, the 2-minute drive before half, getting down the field, getting into field goal range. That's something that, yes, these guys are backups, but you kind of feel like J.J. Watt actually had a really good take on it. He just said that the operation looks smooth. That's something that just kind of trickles throughout the organization. Communication, being able to get in and out of the huddle, being able to get plays in. Like that's a highlight of Tanner Engstrand, watching that drive kind of play out. Impressive stuff. You had the Pritchett punt return. You know, how many times did special teams lose us a game last year? How many times have we talked about special teams in recap videos through preseason? Every single one. The punt coverage has been great. Great. Nick Folk, it looks like we have a steady kicker. Awesome. McNamara as punter, he has been fantastic. Special teams has been awesome. What else? Coming back in the game. At one point, the Jets were down, 16-3. It was kind of looking like, you know, if Philly scores one more time, I don't know, like it's just going to look ugly, you know, coming off that Giants game. Like let's keep this thing a little bit more competitive. And the Jets were able to claw back, and they actually gave themselves a chance to win in the end. Having a red zone stand, right? You give up that first of all, you hold them, then you give up that backbreaker of a penalty, and then you hold them again to a field goal. So it's just things like that I feel like that's the Aaron Glenn effect. That's the scratch claw, fight your way to the end of games, play whistle to whistle, snap to snap, down to down, quarter to quarter. We're never out of it. And I really like that. I really like that fight from young players. So anyway, the preseason's over. Pittsburgh, that game cannot get here soon enough, man. I'm freaking pumped for it. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.